Hello Bits and Bones, my name is Lady V and welcome to my channel. This is another quick review where I share a concise rundown of my thoughts on content that I don't have a lot to say about. This is a review for Jenna Moreci's debut novel, Eve, which I read and reviewed in 2018. My original review read as follows. I found this book readable, but not enjoyable. I see a lot of reviews mentioning Jenna Moreci's YouTube channel on Goodreads, and to remain transparent, I'm in the same boat. I bought Eve based on my like of Jenna's video content, but I took notes and assessed the book as impartially as I could. The book felt longer than it should have been for what little I got from it. If I hadn't implemented a rule to never quit a book before I'm finished, I can't say whether I would have made it to the end of Eve the Awakening. Some scenes could have been cut, and the narrative could have been tighter. Being a young adult book, I can't fault it for sticking to tropes or cliched characters, but I also feel like there were far too many of them packed into one space, and none of said characters brought anything new to their roles. I'm a stickler for consistency. The sci-fi elements and the fantasy elements did not meld together well in this book. Putting aside all the high expectations for world building I have of the sci-fi genre, there were a lot of plot holes concerning character competence and physics within the wide fantasy scope that was given for the novel. This ruined my suspended disbelief and made me enjoy my reading experience very little. Since reading this book, I've learned that Jenna Moreci is not big into world building, but that was a huge con for me and I kind of expect more. Although I would not recommend this book, I am excited for Jenna Moreci's next novel, The Savior's Champion, which, as far as I know, does not include sci-fi concepts and sticks to fantasy. I hope I'll enjoy it more, and that it will fit her style better than Eve the Awakening did. And now a word from Presence Lady. Since I wrote this review, I have since relieved myself of the obligation of never DNFing a book, and I believe 100% that I would not have finished this one. As I mentioned, the sci-fi and fantasy elements did not work well together. I can't remember the specifics, but I know that because there were so many tech-heavy elements between the soft magic, when reading Eve, that I often found myself asking plot-breaking and very easy questions, like, if they can do this, why don't they just blank? But then the book would have been over, right? Eve the Awakening stands at a 1 out of 5 stars. It was written to be the first book in a series, but I think Jenna Moreci has grown enough and has the sense to not continue the series ever, and has moved on to the Savior series as her breadwinner, which later I chose to read assuming that she'd grown as a writer since her debut. As always, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to my patrons. If you'd like to support me and my content, there's links to my Patreon in the description below. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.